Let me in! Let me in, I have information! I'm hurt. I need help. I'm wounded, but I'm not infected.
Do you know where you are?
I'm at the WHO headquarters and I have information about the disease.
Who are you?
I'm only Brangelina Jolie Pitt, the most famous person in the world.
All right, well, I'm Dr. Lavona. I'm Dr. Helsinki.
Okay,
We're here to help.
let's talk. My name's Brangelina Jolie Pitt. I was an officer in the United States Air Force and now I'm an investigator for the United Nations. I was on the ground during the Liberian Civil War. I investigated Chechnyan war crimes. I was in Sri Lanka in '07, and of course I played Laura Croft in Tomb Raider in 2001. We all know that disease follows war, and I've worked with some of the best epidemiologists in the world. I was able to compile some field observations. The portal of entry seems to be a parenteral route. The infected host must bite the uninfected person. We're not seeing any vector transmission or what appears to be any other sort of droplet transmission or person to person other than a host must bite the uninfected person. The incubation period is the fastest that I've ever seen. It's 12 seconds before the person turns. After being bitten, convulsions and body contortions begin immediately. I observed an eye color change, facial discoloration that looked like bruising. The new host is becoming extremely aggressive and displaying an obsession with seeking and biting a new host. But maybe my most important findings in the field: if a person is bitten and the infected area is amputated immediately, they will not turn. And more importantly than that, the infected seem to be ignoring the sick. I saw them bypass a young boy with cancer and a homeless man on the streets in Philadelphia.
So now that we have your sample, we're going to go and do some lab tests for it, okay?
I culture the sample from the wound. Let's see what we're dealing with.
I'm going to aseptically transfer this and streak plate it. All right, let's incubate this and see what we got.
Dr. Helsinki, come look at this. What is it?
Never seen anything like it before.
Oh my God. What is that?
We got the results back, and this is a strain we've never seen before. We've got many organisms that it's like a whole new mutation. This has got to be genetically engineered by someone as a bioterroristic weapon.
Completely different.
Okay, all right, that makes sense. China was up to some shit.
So these organisms we found, I've got Corynebacterium diphtheriae, which causes a pseudomembrane to form on the back of the throat caused by the exotoxins that called the diphtheria toxin. That causes the gasping sound in those infected, and it's just amazing how it just goes along with all the symptoms for like Haemophilus influenzae. That causes the conjunctivitis. It's pleomorphic, gram-negative. It has these toxins that cause inflammation, eye redness. It can even cause meningitis that leads to convulsions, and it's incredible.
So Dr. Lavona was right. It does have those traits, but it also has these traits, like tetanus, a gram-positive bacillus, and it affects the nervous system that causes those tight convulsions that the zombies may be having. But what we think it really is the rabies virus. It causes the foaming at the mouth, and it also infects the central nervous system, but it causes aggressiveness and it causes increased alertness. but it can only get in through this parental route. So all of these have come together
To form a super antigen we like to call
Tetana.
Tetana.
Tetana has an eerie ring to it.
Could a person in theory be injected with a pathogenic organism that causes them to be camouflaged to those zombies?
What about using a pathogen that's not only deadly, but would act as Tetana's opposite?
What were you guys thinking?
Clostridium botulinum. That's that gram-positive bacillus organism that causes ascending paralysis from head to toe. I mean, it's complete opposite from the convulsions and the forceful contractions.
I volunteer as tribute.
Are you sure?
Yes, we need to save the world.
But there's only a 70% survival rate.
But if you're successful, we can treat you with artificial passive immune therapy to neutralize the toxin in your bloodstream. That way, we can treat you, take your blood, create a vaccine out of it with a less virulent strain that can help people avoid.
But that's only if you survive.
Let's save the world. What do we have to do?
Well, there's a little complication. So, to keep the Clostridium botulinum, we put it in a fridge in the lab over there.
Okay,
There's an issue.
okay,
You have to watch out for Karen.
okay. Oh, conveniently placed C. botulinum. Here it is. Here goes nothing. All right, it's now or never. It worked.
All right, we need to get some blood work to develop the vaccine. See? We got it.
Perfect.
Dun 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 Tetana!
Dun 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 Tetana!
Tetana!
Dun 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 Tetana! I started laughing. I wasn't recording. Oh, it's okay. It was a good practice. Action.
Tetana's got an eerie ring to it.